The release of the Super Nintendo Mini brings with it a slew of rankings as people try to put these classics in some order of awesomeness. But time and time again, Super Mario Kart gets knocked down like a sad puppy. And this isn't a new phenomenon. Super Mario Kart is rarely recognized even within the franchise that it created. It's a little baffling. How could so many people glance over what was and still is a masterpiece? And then it hit me. Super Mario Kart is really tough to get a hang of. Does this look familiar? I'm using my wife's questionable steering tactics as an example here, but give anyone who hasn't played much of the original Kart a controller and watch as they drift wildly across the course. It's like a Dangers of Drunk Driving commercial with Nintendo's most iconic characters. I'm going to help people come to grips with the steering in Super Mario Kart. Maybe, just maybe, if people can stay on the road for more than a second or two, they'll come to appreciate the greatness that is Mario's first foray into racing. Choosing a driver is the most important decision you can make. Although there are 8 characters, there are only 4 different driving attributes because everyone has a clone. So there's Mario and Luigi, Yoshi and Peach, Donkey Kong Jr. and Bowser, and Koopa Troopa and Toad. Your instincts will be to choose your favorite character, right? Mario loves pasta. Donkey Kong eats bananas. Peach is a princess. Well, forget all of that. If you want to get good, you're going to have to start with training wheels, and that means Koopa Troopa and Toad are your best bets. Don't ask me why Nintendo made the most milquetoast characters the best, but it's the truth. You see, the other characters have faster top speeds and accelerations, but Toad and Koopa Troopa handle the best. Their sticky tires will grip the road while other drivers will peel out on any tricky turn. Like the proverbial tortoise, they'll keep chugging along while all the hares crash and burn. That's how the fable ended, right? Now that you're all set to hoist the golden trophy, I have some bad news. There's no trick to getting good at Super Mario Kart. Yeah, I know, I probably should have led with that. But it can be done. It just takes a little bit of practice, that's all. The first thing you need to know is that steering only works well when you're cruising along at top speeds. Hitting brake or laying off the gas to go round turns might seem like a good idea, but destroying your momentum makes the steering go a little out of whack. So never, ever hit brake, and keep your finger on the gas at all times. Tape your finger down if you have to, because that's the only way you're gonna hit those turns at top speed. Got it? Now staying straight on straightaways shouldn't be tough. The roads are more narrow than in subsequent Mario Karts, but just tapping the directional pad slightly should be all you need to putter forward. It's when the turns come up that people often panic. Just like every other Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart has drifting. You just don't get those fancy colored lines in this version. But the core concept has been unchanged for 25 years. When approaching a turn, keep your finger pressed tightly on the gas, jump using one of the shoulder buttons, hold the jump button tight, and steer gently into the curve. If you get the angle and speed just right, it should feel like your tires are grabbing hold of the road and not letting go. Now, you're going to want to let go of that jump button much sooner than you think. Less than halfway through the turns if you're doing well. Do you feel that? The kart accelerates when you let go of the shoulder button. It's almost like getting a little boost. That's all it takes to turn like a pro in Super Mario Kart. The later games have a big production about boosting with stick waggling and changing colors and other bells and whistles to make you feel like Mario Andretti if he was a cartoon kart racer. But the basics of drifting is still in the original game, just without all the audio-visual winks. Of course, if Super Mario Kart was this easy, everyone would be a professional. Although you can turn smoothly using this method on any track, road, dirt, castle rock, even ice, drifting requires a lot of room. For some tight turns, you're going to have to tap on the gas all the way through. It's not the most glamorous tactic, but it is necessary. The reason it's so important to master driving in Super Mario Kart is that the items aren't nearly as important as they become in later games. Someone with only moderate driving ability can nab first place in the many sequels by lucking into the most powerful items. But there are only 2 really good items in Super Mario Kart, Lightning and Starman, and neither of them are strong enough or appear often enough to propel you to victory. There's no blue shell either, so if you get in first, you should be able to stay there. Super Mario Kart is a racing game with battle elements, so you have to master the power slide. And maybe once you can take every turn at top speed, you can try out one of the tougher drivers, but I wouldn't recommend it. Yoshi, Bowser, and all the rest may be more iconic, but I have a soft spot in my heart for the little turtle that could.